defensive series. Those of you who watched the Redskins beat the Giants in overtime, welcome to County Stadium, where the Packers lead the Cowboys 7-0 in the first quarter. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire as Robert Newhouse struggles out to about the 6 when it looked like there was nothing there. Ezra Johnson made the tackle.
Newhouse had the roughest afternoon of his life against Miami last week. I think he averaged 1.9.
Bart Starr's Packers, for those of you who just joined us, came out with a successful onside kick, which was recovered by the kicker, Chester Marco. They couldn't move, and then Butch Johnson fumbled a punt at his own 15. The Packers recovered. Whitehurst hit McGeorge to the 1, and then Barty Smith scored. The outside trap, Tony Dorsett for a Dallas first down. He ran with more authority then than we've seen him in quite some time.
Pure acceleration, huh? Watch him hit the hole now, and watch how fastly and quickly he can change the gears. It's like a Ferrari or an Aston Martin. Right here, he becomes sort of a blur.
Jim Carter, the Packer middle linebacker, hanging on. We told you a minute ago that Miami's Delvin Williams went over 1,000 yards today. Walter Payton is also over 1,000 yards and has 2 touchdowns today. But the Bears still trail the Minnesota Vikings 17-14. Here's Newhouse on a misdirection. John Anderson, the weak side linebacker, made the tackle.
Roger has some room now if he does decide to throw the football on second down, which is not out of the question. They're one of the best passing teams in football, and obviously one of the best rushing teams too. But points have been hard to come by early, huh?
8.5 minutes left first quarter. Second and make it 3 after that 7-yard pickup by Newhouse. Jackie Smith in motion. Dorsett might have the first down.
Weaver made the tackle.
Jackie Smith is 38 years old, and Tom, I was talking to Jerry Tubbs, one of the Dallas assistant coaches before the game. He said they timed him twice in the 40 last week. He was 4.6 both times.
I think that's faster than when he broke in about
I think so.
a dozen years ago, right? It's a young defense. They'll occasionally make mistakes, but they've got a lot of interceptions. They got Willie Buchanan playing corner for them, and they got a bunch of hitters in there.
First down, Dallas at their own 26. This drive began at their own 1. Take this to Dorsett. The rollout. Billy Joe DuPree has it and had it wide open. It hit him in the shoulder pad.
I think that a great call, by the way. It's completely naked. All the flow goes to the right. Roger rolls out to that side. DuPree looks up to see if Steve Luke, the safety man, is going to hit him. And he was right. He was. Should have made that catch. That ball was thrown perfectly.
Had a good game last week. Those of you who watched Detroit defeat Tampa Bay, that's the final score now. We welcome you to Milwaukee's County Stadium, where the Packers lead the Cowboys 7-0 with 7.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10, Dallas. Blitz. Outside it is to Drew Pearson. It'll be another Dallas first down. Willie Buchanan on the coverage and the tackle for the Packers.
And the secondary came with that blitz very quickly, and Roger never blinked an eye.
That now will be 56 consecutive games in which Drew Pearson has caught a pass for Dallas. A 9-yard pickup, they say. It is not a first down, as the officials, led by Jim Tunney, move it back, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Newhouse and Dorsett converse momentarily behind Roger Staubach. Butch Johnson comes in motion. Newhouse will have the first down and breaks it. Robert Newhouse out to the 44-yard line for Dallas.
Ezra Johnson, the great young pass rushing defensive end, does not play the run as well. Obviously, he can't play everything. Watch to the right of your screen now. To take roller inside, Ezra gets cut down, and Newhouse will get you, as we've said, 4.1 in the haunted house at the zoo, right? He's tough.
Tackle by Mike C. McCoy, who is not a relative of the Mike McCoy that used to play here.
McCoy comes from Colorado. He's a hard-hitting kid.
Most of those guys from Colorado are.
They have to be.
First down, Dallas at their own 45, and Staubach drops. This time the protection holds up long enough for him to get the ball to Newhouse. He spins away from Carter. Is finally stopped by Barzo.
Great block by Scott on the outside, number 68. Took the linebacker and put him up near the lights. Bottom of the screen's where the action will take place. Let's just watch this together, huh?
Watch 68.
This is the call. This is slip screen. There's 68 with a good block. There's Newhouse doing what he likes to do. Get tangled up.
Carl Barzalauskas, obtained from the Jets, has done a good job from the Packers. He's lost quite a bit of weight. Preston Pearson now in the game, along with Newhouse. They fake the safety blitz again by Johnny Gray. Here's Newhouse. And he is stuck by Johnny Gray. Ball pops loose, but he was down.
Well, I'll tell you, young Anderson, the rookie linebacker, really played the block that time and stopped the play. Again, the draft with some careful trading is the way Starr has rebuilt this team. Watch number 60 come up to the outside. Take on the block and make the tackle with help. That secondary will stick you, too.
So it'll be third down. And 3 yards to go. The ball in Packer territory at their 47. 4:45 left to play first quarter. Green Bay 7, Dallas nothing. Dorsett and Pearson together in the backfield. Billy Joe DuPree drops it. Gary Weaver on the coverage, but again the ball was there from Roger Staubach.
Great call on 3rd and short, and B.J. just having trouble hanging on to it. And you're right, he had a great day against Miami with 8 for a touchdown. Fumbles happen to everybody.
And there are days when you just can't hang on. Danny White standing back in front formation. Steve Odom of the Packers back at his own 10.
There's a first down. If it was on Green Bay.
D.D. Lewis normally snaps the ball for the Cowboys on punts, and he's one of the very best at that bobbing the head and pulling them offside.
Does do a little rumba move with his hips, too, doesn't he?
We've seen him do that before. And he was successful.
See if D.D. sort of, that's where they made the move. D.D. should get a SAG card. He looks like he's at acting school. Offside. Defense. First down.
First down, D.D. Lewis. 4.5 minutes exactly left.
If you're thinking defense, and Dick LeBeau is the one that works with the secondary for Bart Starr, you want to get Tony Hill doubled up if you can right now. Number 80 is, from this distance in, can do it very quickly.
He's right up at the top of your picture, Tony Hill. Drew Pearson down at the bottom. Newhouse again on the misdirection, finds good hole. Johnny Gray, the safety man, had to make the tackle.
Herbert Scott with another great block inside. They're finessing a few of those big bulls for the Pack right now. And that Butler at left defensive end, 6'6", about 265, a #1 draft out of Kansas a year ago. When he wants to play, forget it.
Talk about #1 draft. They have 9 on this Packer team, on this roster, that were #1 draft choices at one time. Barzalauskas, of course, is #1 for the Jets. 8 they did themselves. Drew Pearson trots back in motion. And they're going to run a reverse, and now how about the flea flicker? Nobody was open. They were looking for Tony Hill, but he was well covered. John Anderson made the tackle.
Tony Hill runs inside. You can see Drew coming back to fake what looks like a reverse and the flea flicker. And I'll tell you, Willie Buchanan was camped with number 80 all the way to the end zone. Roger was lucky just to keep the ball and take what he got.
That'll make it 3rd and 10 with the ball now at the Packer 42. 3.5 minutes left to play first quarter. Green Bay leads Dallas 7-0.
Staubach is 2 of 6 for 15 yards and a couple drops.
They need 10 to get this first down. He sends Tony Hill to the right and Drew Pearson to the left. Drew Pearson's got a lot of room to work in. Butch Johnson, and he hangs on for a Dallas first down, tackled by Estes Hood, H-O-O-D.
Good execution by the shotgun. Watch people being picked up. They overloaded. The Packers overloaded the right side of the defensive line. Roger really had good time. He is throwing very well today. Everything is right on the money.
Preston Pearson got a super block. Kept him in the backfield to pass block that time. A 12-yard pickup as the ex-Packer great quarterback, Bart Starr, with another pretty fair quarterback just looking around, Zeke Bratkowski.
I'd say he's got some help on that staff. It's a good staff.
That's the book on Staubach so far. It's about time for Dorsett to carry it, wouldn't you think? Dorsett. John Anderson finally made the tackle, but Tony D got good yardage.
He makes a sort of a halfway play into about 7 yards quicker than anybody I ever saw, though.
They're on the shaved part of Milwaukee County Stadium now where the Brewers play baseball. 8-yard pickup by Dorsett. Right now they're on the dirt, and that's one of the reasons that Tom Landry betted the forecast, which called for rain up here. And this field doesn't drain very well. At the 23, Roger calls him. Dorsett tries to swing to the outside, cuts back inside the 20. Should be enough for a first down before he's tackled by Steve Luke.
That Weaver got into the play, too, number 52. He came into this game with 73 solo tackles. That's a whole career for most of us. 73.
Linebacker Gary Weaver, number 52. It is a Dallas first down. 2 carries by Dorsett to get it done.
And he's kept the phone on the hook. He has no problem coming to Saturday practices or anything.
Got here on time. First down, Cowboys. They trail 7-0 with 2:12 left to play first quarter. Dorsett will carry again behind Lawless. And Lawless got a heck of a block out in front of him.
But nothing can make a blocker look better than a super running back that makes the dip and sets that defensive player up. Few can do this. Turdell Middleton can do it, but watch number 33. It's very smoothly done. Inside, sets up the good block by Lawless, and the cornerback thought the ball carrier was inside, and he ends up outside.
And Lawless maintained his balance and stayed out in front of Dorsett. All that was worth 5 yards.
Good replay at 5 yards, huh?
2nd and 5, Cowboys. Roger Staubach sends Billy Joe DuPree in motion. Option play, Newhouse to the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. Heck of a run by Robert Newhouse.
6th touchdown of the year for the stubby one. We've told you he can get you 4 yards anywhere. They option on the defensive end, number 77. And Newhouse loves this situation. A little time to get steam up, and he drags Weaver in, and Carter can't stop him either.
So it'll be Raphael Septien with Charlie Waters holding. And trying to tie this contest at 7. Cowboys with a tremendous looking 99-yard drive. 7 apiece as Raphael Septien adds the extra point. And with 1:56 left to play first quarter, it's 7-all. Isn't that amazing, Thomas?
And it's only the 3rd touchdown that the Cowboys have scored in the first quarter. It looked to me like the Cowboys now have the poise and the composure back.
That's one of their better-looking drives of this year that we've seen. And we've seen them a lot. 99 yards and 17 plays. You might do that 4 or 5 times a year, and that's all. Septien, a line shot kickoff. He pulls it out of bounds, and he'll have to kick off from the 30. He'll have the wind at his back, however.
I keep thinking about the punt formation when D.D. Lewis drew the offsides. Get the first down and go right on in. That's not a bad little finesse play, is it?
We have seen him do it before.
Tricky, tricky.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited.
There's nothing like natural grass, is there, to bring your team into play on just what football was always played on? I mean it.
Great game last week on that natural grass in the Orange Bowl between Miami and Dallas.
If they can grow it up here, I can't believe they can't grow it other places.
I think you have a point. Sepke in again. This time he catches it pretty good. Steve Odom will take it at the 10. And a wedge in front of him. And Odom is going to be tackled by Randy Hughes and Guy Brown, I think. Yes. Guy Brown had been injured. There was some question as to whether or not he'd be able to perform his duties on the special teams, which he does so well.
I'd say he does. Let's see how Mr. Whitehurst handles this now. The game has sort of settled down, and they're starting out even again. See if we get some Dallas pressure.
These teams have played 9 times since the Cowboys were formed back in 1960. And Dallas has managed to defeat Green Bay only once. That was in 1970. They beat them 16-3 that year. The Packers have won all the rest. Here is Middleton. D.D. Lewis. And who else? Bob Brunig. Number 53 on the tackle. Here is Zeke Bratkowski's signals.
Look at all those signals. If he scratches himself, something happens on the field, right?
They all come off.
But I'll tell you, if you live with the run and play the Dallas Cowboys, it's a long afternoon. You've got to be able to go topside really to beat this team, I think.
They'll set that flex on first down, and it's almost impossible to run against that thing. Whitehurst with good protection. And now it starts to break down, and he is taken down by Harvey Martin, who caught him from behind.
That's Harvey's 8th sack of the year. He's working against Stokes, who came over from the Redskins, who's a pretty fair one-shot blocker, but doesn't stay with it. And Harvey Martin, if he's healthy and that leg is back, could really add something. Looks like he's moving a little bit better today. He had 23 last year, is that right?
Right. Looks like he might have hurt himself just a little bit. The Packers were second in the league, by the way, in sacks, tied with the Cowboys for the year. Whitehurst, this time they only rushed 3. James Lofton, it's picked off by Randy Hughes. Hughes circles back inside Green Bay territory to the 47. Intended for Lofton.
You know, that is the first turnover the Cowboys have had in 2 games. The last 2 games they've had 0 turnovers, and the interception is big here by Hughes. The ball is simply airmailed over the receiver. He's going for Lofton.
That's the first interception they've had in 4 games. So Dallas will take it over. They have done that, in fact, with 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. They're on the Green Bay 47. It is Packer weather at Milwaukee's County Stadium. Score is tied 7 apiece between Dallas and Green Bay. Robert Newhouse has already gained 43 yards on the ground. Dorsett has 35. 23 seconds left to play first quarter. Dorsett and Newhouse now behind Staubach. Tony Hill in motion. Drew Pearson broke the pattern. He was covered by Johnny Gray. Sorry.
They were telling me last night, some of the Packer coaches, there's one team that came out and just blew them off the line of scrimmage rushing, and that was the Oakland Raider game. Like 300 and some odd yards rushing, and yet the score was close. The Packers were still in the game. Down near the goal line, they got tough, but looks to me like Dallas has their running shoes on today, too.
It'll be 2nd and 10 after that incomplete pass. Line of scrimmage is the Packers 47. Score tied at 7-all. Dorsett. Newhouse out in front of us. Dorsett has a Dallas first down at the 35.
Drew Pearson did a good job, too, and the flankers have to block, especially with somebody. Here's the man in motion. You can see that Drew's going to seal off. Newhouse out in front. I'd follow him anywhere, too. Dorsett is bright.
That will be the last play of quarter number 1. The carry by Tony Dorsett for a Dallas first down. It is still 7-all at the end of 1. Green Bay 7, Dallas 7. First play of quarter number 2 coming up. Minnesota has defeated Chicago 17-14. That is the final.
What a game, huh?
Here is Newhouse, and this time nothing doing. He might have gotten a yard, but that's all.
Now, Ezra Johnson, number 78, got kicked. Somewhere critical is on the bench, and Big Barber is in there. And defensive right in and plays the run maybe better than Ezra does. That time Dallas tried it and didn't get much.
The report on Ezra is encouraging, however. He should be back. Second and 9 pass coming up. Drew Pearson hangs on, but he is out of bounds. Steve Luke, a hitter from Ohio State, knocked him out.
Great defensive play. Ball was hanging a little bit, but that's the only way Roger could get it to him. There's a player that gets back into this. I think Weaver drops back, or the cornerback does. Roger moving to the line of scrimmage, hangs it a little bit. Good play by Luke. Tears the hands right off of the ball and gets him out of bounds. You got to do that to cover 88 too.
Ezra Johnson comes back into the Packer defensive lineup. So their defensive ends would be Barber and Johnson. I beg your pardon, not Barber. Preston Pearson and Tony Dorsett. Mike Butler is the other defensive end. From the shotgun, the blitz is on, and Tony Hill has it. Like he had in mind laterally, perhaps, to Billy Joe DuPree, but he wisely hung on for a Dallas first down. Coy and Luke on the tackle.
And you know, Pat, Tony's catching on to coming back a little for the ball because he's got the speed to drive those fellows off. Now come back a little bit and wait for it, and this is when I think he's the most dangerous. This time he wasn't, but he's dangerous.
Enough for a first down, a 14-yard gain, in fact, the ball down to the Packer 20. Those of you who watched Minnesota defeat the Bears for their 8th consecutive loss by that score, welcome to our broadcast from Milwaukee County Stadium. We're at 7-7, Packers and Cowboys. Roger Staubach gives to Dorsett with a blocker out in front. Out of bounds at about the 11 is Tony Dorsett. Gary Weaver got him out.
Assist to Newhouse, number 44. He sealed off Butler, the big defensive end, and allowed Dorsett to get outside. And if you're playing defense against him, you just can't let him get outside. Watch 44 go and seal off on big number 77, right at the top of your screen there. Dorsett's by there so fast, you don't have to get a perfect block, just some of him.
9-yard gain on that. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at this broadcast of the Packers and Cowboys. Double tight end formation with Jackie Smith lined up on the right and Billy Joe DuPree on the left. And Dorsett hurdles for the first down inside the 10, I believe. Jim Carter, the middle linebacker, stopped him.
This looks like the Super Bowl team. This period, that great long drive and all, they come up to the ball and they're not tense, but they're ready. It's a different feeling when Dallas is playing like Dallas, isn't it?
They say they have worked very hard. That gentleman there, in fact, says during this, in fact, in the last 2 weeks, they have had excellent practices.
I'll bet they have.
I would imagine they've been long, too.
At least very quick.
Yeah. Measuring for the first down and got it just inside the 10. They got to get into the end zone from there. They can't make a first down without scoring.
And remember, down close to the goal line with the new bump rule, your secondary's all by itself. You can't do much except make a perfect play or die. You know, we talked about that.
First and goal at the 9. Newhouse and Dorsett, they had success earlier with that pitch out to Newhouse, but this is not the formation. This one's to Dorsett. 9-yard touchdown run by Dorsett behind a tremendous block from Herbert Scott.
Donovan and Scott. The left tackle does a great job, and DuPree to the top of the screen. Watch it now. You'll see him seal off. And here comes Scott outside. Takes the secondary man down, rolls blocking.
as Luke. I'll tell you, if we have a chance to look at that again, you'll see a great seal by Newhouse. Watch this.
You're from ground level now. This is the way Tony Dorsett looks from defense. Scary, huh?
13-7 Dallas with 12:58 left to play before halftime. The Packers scored first. Dallas has roared back as Raphael Septien, as indicated by referee Jim Tunney, makes it the Dallas Cowboys 14 and Green Bay 7. There was that block by Newhouse. If you're a collector of anything, see 60 Minutes tonight at 7, 6 Central and Mountain. And then David Jansen heads an all-star cast, and the premiere of The Word. Dallas follows that tonight here on CBS. Again, Raphael Septien kicks it out of bounds, and this time we'll have to go back to the 30 and kick against the wind.
What's he doing wrong, Patrick? You kickers are a strange lot, but what's happening to his kickoffs?
Well, I wish I could evaluate that, but he doesn't do it like I did.
He's not barefooted out there, is he? Maybe his foot's cold.
I don't think so.
He's been kicking pretty well, except on the kickoffs. He's pulled one and he's shanked one.
Well, if that things stay in line, this one ought to be down the middle, right?
Well, you know who makes sure of that? Those other guys that are doing all the running, they're saying, stop fooling around and kick it.
They can either be close friends or life can be tough for you kickers if you keep doing that.
They're telling him now, stop fooling around and kick it.
.54 left to play in the second quarter. County Stadium in Milwaukee, where the Cowboys lead the Packers 14-7. Raphael Septien. This time, in the direction of Steve Odom, came over. A fumble this time by Jim Colbert. And the Cowboys got down and covered at their own, at the Packer 27-yard line. Larry Brinson, number 36.
Well, we return to about the 27-yard line.
Who was on the coaching staff at the University of Florida about 3 weeks ago, and they called him back.
Look at that rushing stack. Whitehurst now must maintain cool. I'm sure Bart said, don't worry about it now. We're still in the football game. You don't have to throw it every play. You don't have to throw it deep all the time.
So it's first down Packers at their own 27. They're down by 7. Thompson goes in motion. Durdell Middleton has a hole. That's their longest gain of the day. There's a flag, however, down on the near side of the field. Cliff Harris had to come up and make the tackle.
Boy, flags have really hurt the Packers. Yeah, that's just a little movement on the offensive side that will stop the best gain they've had. Last week they had a 70-some-odd-yard touchdown pass called back for holding. Young team, that's tough.
Here's Jim Tunney.
Illegal motion, left end, number 80, offense, still first down.
The great rookie James Lofton was the guilty party.
Tunney speaks well, doesn't he? He'll have his own show on television one of these days.
He's a professional speaker.
I know it.
And a good one. At the 27. They need 15 yards for first as Whitehurst throws. Lofton has it. He is out of bounds. Looked like he might have juggled just as he was going out.
He's 6'3", and Washington's only about 6 feet tall. But Whitehurst is really gunning it. Again, a young quarterback will do that when you're facing a tough team. He really hammers it. He throws a heavy pass on this receiver here, and Washington just gets him onto the white line. Pretty good defensive play.
He finally wound up dropping the football.
Lofton can long jump over 26 feet, you know. He's an Olympic track star.
Every time I think about that team they must have had at Stanford with him at one receiver position and Tony Hill at the other and Benjamin the quarterback. No wonder they scored a lot of points. Whitehurst again dropped. And again he is dropped. This time by Ed Jones, who really started to come on last week.
Too Tall's 9th sack. But he's done a lot of hurry-ups. Just beating the lineup and making penetration. The quarterback feels intimidated. I do, and we're a long way off from him.
Just watching him stand up.
You say he wants to be a singer and rock star?
Yes.
Can he sing?
If he wants to.
Well, I mean, who would say that you're not singing that song very well, right?
I'd be concerned about the stage holding up.
I'd be clappy when he came out.
Third down. They need 17. Draw play, Party Smith. He barrels up for a few yards, but not nearly enough for a Green Bay first down. David Beverly will enter.
A safe call now. Perhaps trying to get a turnover on a punt return or something. Don't throw the interception. Let's kick it and see if Dallas will give us a chance.
Butch Johnson fumbled one earlier that set up the Green Bay touchdown. They opened the game, by the way, with an onside kick, which was recovered by the kicker, Chester Marco. Took his time, and this time Beverly nails it pretty well. Butch Johnson handles this one cleanly. Packers are down in good shape. And Butch is finally spun out of bounds at his own 42, where the Cowboy offensive unit can't wait to get back on the field. That was a 45-yard punt by Beverly. Dallas 14, Green Bay 7, with 11:13 left to play before the half. Just watching Rafael Septien loosen up over behind the Dallas bench in his own lean-to.
Practicing his kickoff.
1st and 10. Robert Newhouse, and this is Preston Pearson in motion for Dallas, and the pitch back is to Newhouse. Got a blocker in front. Newhouse has another Dallas first down. A pickup of about 12 before Johnny Gray of the Packers secondary takes him down.
Great block by Preston Pearson. Man in motion. Almost moves toward the line of scrimmage too soon. Watch number 26. Turn back around, seal off, make sure that Butler doesn't get away, and the young linebackers are not really supporting that secondary right now.
And again, Rayfield Wright got out in front of Newhouse. Dorsett back in the game now on first down, Dallas at the Green Bay 47. Pitch back to Dorsett.
Oh.
He'll have about 8 more before Steve Luke of the secondary had to make the tackle, and believe me, he almost broke that one.
Quite a battle now between Dorsett and Newhouse. Each of them's averaging right at 7 yards a carry. Good block by Newhouse. Look at Scott out in front, working on Carter, the big middle linebacker. I tell you, Dorsett's putting his head down today, too, protecting the ball.
8 yards or 9 make it, so it'll be 2nd and 1 at the Packer 39. 9:55, 9:50 we'll say left to play before halftime. Dallas leads 14-7 over the Packers. Pearson.
Great play by Roger Staubach, too. Roger looked to the left sidelines for Tony Hill. Watch him look out to the left. Now come back around. And just remember that number 12 in 10 years has a 57% completion ratio, lifetime average. It speaks for itself, I think.
21-yard gain for another Dallas first down. Johnny Gray made the tackle on Drew Pearson. Newhouse just spun away from Mike Butler. Steve Luke. Again, the secondary has to make the tackle on the Dallas runners.
Looked like the young defensive line shifted over to close the hole, so Newhouse went somewhere else.
Yeah, he just spun right out of the grasp of Butler. Look at that.
And Dallas has so many fronts that a young defensive team has been worrying about them all week. And I think after a while you get a little confused about what you've been trying to remember.
7-yard gain by Newhouse, most of it on his own. From the from the 11-yard line, Newhouse operates. And again, Steve Luke makes the tackle, but Newhouse struggled down to about the 8.
Well, that Luke can really hit. That was a solid tackle. You young people look at how the good tacklers tackle. They wrap the arms around, they don't use the face, and they never get hurt. Watch this tackle by the safety man. He's having to do a lot by himself. You're not going to get hurt if you slide that helmet by like that.
That lunge by Newhouse got a Dallas first down. At the 7, it is 1st and goal. Cowboys lead at 14-7 with 7:45 left to play before halftime. Billy Joe DuPree, the tight end, line up on the line of scrimmage, and Jackie Smith, the backup tight end, right behind him. Dorsett. Inside the 5 to the 4, Willie Buchanan made the tackle.
The secondary is making just about every tackle.
Almost everyone in this drive.
Cowboys have now reached their game average. They average about 150 yards, 154 yards rushing per game, and they're going to be that at halftime.
Dorsett has 78 already. Newhouse has 67 already. On 2nd down, Dorsett shifts over a little bit, and Staubach will take a timeout. First one they've used.
You know what I like about number 12? After a loss, like the last 2 disappointing jobs, I never heard an alibi out of him, did you?
Nope. 14-7. The Dallas Cowboys lead the Packers. 6 minutes, 55 seconds left to play before the half. Dallas 14-7 over Green Bay. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Milwaukee's County Stadium. Roger Staubach, the Dallas quarterback, has had his visit, the offensive specialist for the Cowboys.
This is really middle America, though, here. You know, if they come to a game, boy, the whole family comes, and they get mad a little bit, and they drink a little beer, I think, around the outside part of the
I think you're probably right. They come early and they stay late. From just inside the 5. Staubach on a long count. Fakes to Dorsett. Rolls right. Gets out of bounds.
I think Mike Butler is the one that chased him out. As soon as the play develops, Green Bay reads it perfectly. Everybody's got good position. Nobody's banging the receivers, but they're covered. All Roger wants to do is save it for another play and not get hurt in the process.
Roger was looking in the direction of Newhouse and then in the direction of Jackie Smith. Bart Starr is rather unemotional at the moment. So is that guy. Billy Joe DuPree has a Dallas touchdown. He dropped 2, but in the traffic, he hung on to that one.
He's trying to spike it, and the Packers won't even let him spike it.
John Anderson struggled with him to get him down, but BJ got in the end zone.
This is for your own psyche when you do this. He's dropped 2 balls today. Watch him put it away and run over people because he's telling you, I'm back.
Right over Johnny Gray and knocked him back in the end zone.
He wants to do that leaping spike, and he has to hit Newhouse out of the way.
About a foot taller than Newhouse. Rafael Septien hits the middle with this one. They're making 21-7. Cowboys over the Green Bay Packers after the Pack had scored first. Washington, as I'm sure you know, beat the Giants 16-13 in overtime, and Minnesota beat Chicago 17-14. The series championship of women's tennis next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Are you doing that?
Along with our Davis Cup captain, Tony Trabert.
We're out some awful place, Palm Springs. Yeah, I thought that.
Billie Jean King will be with us.
Good.
Chris Everett will defend her title. The field includes Virginia Wade, last year's Wimbledon champion.
Martina?
This year's Wimbledon champion.
My choice to win it all.
Martina?
I think she could, yes.
You know, she's a tremendous professional football fan. She probably heard you say that. I'll find out.
Let's see if Septien's Hollywood Henderson's going over and saying, don't fool around, kick it straight.
With 57 seconds left to play, or with 10 seconds left to play, rather, Steve Bartkowski hit Alfred Jackson on a 57-yard touchdown play, and Atlanta has defeated New Orleans 20-17. We welcome those of you who watched that game to our broadcast from Milwaukee County Stadium, where it's Dallas 21, Green Bay 7. As Steve Odom, with a great speed, comes around the corner and now stops. And it's finally wrestled to the ground by Mike Hegman, number 58.
That's what people say, though, when they say you've got to beat the whole 45-man squad for Dallas. They have so much talent, even covering, that you can defeat 3 or 4 of them, but the rest of them come through. You know, it's tough.
The Cowboys have had touchdowns from Dorsett from 9 yards out, from Newhouse from 15 yards out, and from Roger Staubach to Billy Joe DuPree, the tight end. They lead 21-7. Barty Smith got the Packer touchdown. And Colbert gets the Packer first down before Randy White and Cliff Harris make the tackle.
Colbert's the big second-year running back out of Oklahoma. This is a pretty good offensive play. Dallas may have been thinking pass. There's Larry Cole in there, and I think they probably were if Larry was in the game for Dallas.
That would indicate usually.
There's Randy White chasing Culbreth down. Whole secondary gets in that tackle.
14-yard gain, however. So it's first down Packers. Middleton is the other setback. And Middleton would carry this time. Or is this Culbreth? It is Culbreth again, I'm sorry.
Running at Larry Cole a little bit. He's usually in on passing situations for the pass rush, and that time Culbreth made a good cut and followed Middleton into the hole.
I was about to say I was wrong again. It was Middleton. Culbreth is the fullback. And that's what David Whitehurst has done so far. Culbreth is 31, and Middleton is 34. 2nd and 6. Packers operating from their own 44-yard line. Not much doing this time as D.D. Lewis came submarining in and cut him down.
Aggressive. Whitehurst's going to have to put the ball up. The play they worked on all week was when Andre Thompson and Lofton go to the same side, and then they swing to the weak side with some backs. One of the newspaper guys in here this town printed it in the newspaper. Bart Starr did not take that too kindly.
Very unhappy about that. 3rd and 7 situation. Whitehurst with a lot of time throws low. And the direction of Andre Thompson. Covered by Dennis Thurman. And the Packers will have to punt as they send David Beverly into the game.
Young quarterback simply just overthrew that. I mean, with velocity. That time he had plenty of time. He could have really whistled it and let him get a little bit of range across the middle.
There's Beverly. Last time he got off a 45-yarder.
He looks like he's out of the PP&K program now.
He'll be doing some of that at the half. Good kick. Puts Johnson up with the fair catch signal, and wisely so, because the Packers were right there. 4 minutes and 25 seconds left to play from Milwaukee County Stadium. That's before the half. Packers lead at 21-7. Danny White starting to loosen up a little bit over behind the Cowboy bench at the moment. Roger Staubach, however, is still in the game on this possession for Dallas as they start to operate from their own 25.
Rogers 6 of 12 for 70 yards.
Jackie Smith started in motion. Dorsett starts to the outside. He's cut down by Steve Luke, number 46.
All right, here's the young man from Ohio State. And we said he's a great tackler. Dorsett's supposed to run inside, but Luke didn't make the mistake of getting fooled by where the play was supposed to go. That's an excellent tackle. I bet Dorsett's checking his number now to see who's making the firm ones.
He's had to make a lot of them, as you pointed out before. Clock running.
It's good until they use the play-action pass.
So we'll keep Mr. Luke in mind. for that reason. Dorsett shifts back deep behind Newhouse. Steve Pearson started in motion. That's ways to go. And he found something. He got a first down out of a broken play. That's ability.
They should put one official in just to make him play, because I think Dorsett plays a different game. Here's Luke now going over to where the play again is supposed to go. And now he says, my gosh, 33's on that bike going the other way. And darn if he doesn't get into it, miss the tackle, and try to get back up. Dorsett wasn't trying to throw that football, was he?
I'm not sure.
He had a funny look, didn't he, when he first took the handoff?
Looked like he might have been starting to pull up just a bit. Then he went back in the other direction. He got a first down at the Dallas 38. Could be Newhouse's turn. He struggles for maybe one before John Anderson, the linebacker, made the tackle. Didn't have much room to operate then.
Green Bay's got to tighten up the defense. Old Hog Hanna, your old teammate at Arkansas, is probably telling him you got to get in a little closer, and we have to give up some of the pass rush to close off the run.
Dave had a great career here, Dave Hanna, that is, as a player, and has been with the Packer organization since he got out of college in 1952.
And had a chaw in the back of his mouth since he was 5.
Sometimes you can't even tell whether he does or whether he doesn't. 2nd and 8. Staubach is going to scramble, and he'll be tackled by Ezra Johnson.
Ezra Johnson, for you people that maybe haven't seen this young Packer team play, is number 78. 240-pound defensive end with 4.4 speed for the 40.
That will be the notification to Bart Starr and Tom Landry that there are 2 minutes left to play before the half. There's Dave Hanna back in the background behind Bart Starr. Dave just gave a signal.
Boy, he's still big.
He was almost that big when he was born. He's from a place in Arkansas called Giesecke.
Giesecke, Arkansas?
Right. Just north of Forest City. Not a heck of a lot there beside him.
And one saloon?
No.
No.
A general store.
Same thing sometimes.
They have refreshments there. Here is Roger Staubach in the shotgun right now. That's a long time. Preston Pearson. That reception gets into Packer territory.
Number 33 for Preston Pearson. 3rd down shotgun. You know they're going to try to get the ball to him. I don't know how Roger got the ball this time to Pearson. The ball's coming right at you now. Look at this coverage. Just under. That's concentration on the ball, huh?
Yeah, it was Mike Douglas on the coverage, and Pearson managed to get both of his feet down inside bounds for a 13-yard gain and another Dallas first down.
Notice how the offensive line, they're taking these big defensive linemen and running them by Roger, and then Roger has a lot of time to look around.
This time he operates from the standard formation. Great protection. Intended for Dorsett. It's just as well he didn't catch it because Gary Weaver was coming. The Packers are yelling for holding.
I think he was trying to throw it to Newhouse.
Newhouse, right.
But sometimes he gets shorter after he leaves the backfield. I think Roger meant to hit him with it and just overthrew the solidly built fullback. We have a lot of fun at Newhouse's expense, but he knows that we really appreciate his football play, you know?
Oh, you have to do that. He has one touchdown today on a 15-yard run. Don't forget at halftime, the NFL today, Brent, Jane, and Herb scores and highlights from around the league. So it's 2nd down. 10 to go. Ball at the Packer 47. Shotgun operator is at it again and chased again and throws. Drew Pearson down on his knees, and Roger Staubach just barely avoided crossing the line of scrimmage before he let that one go.
I think Drew saw Anderson, the rookie linebacker, bearing down on him too. That doesn't usually bother number 88, but he was in a curious position, huh?
1:38 now left to play before the half. It'll be third down, Dallas. They have 2 timeouts left. The backs will be Dorsett and Preston. You saw what Dallas had done on third down conversions. They're the best in the league at that.
They have 160 yards rushing already at halftime, the Cowboys.
Tony Hill almost made a spectacular catch. Willie Buchanan and Estes Hood were back there with him.
The safety blitz was on. Everybody was coming except the secondary that have responsibilities. Hood plays it very well. Look at this control of the ball and almost catch by Tony Hill.
Thought he should have had it. It would have been a heck of a catch, wouldn't it?
He thinks he should catch all of them. He's going to be one of the great receivers. There's no doubt about it.
Danny White in punt formation for the Dallas Cowboys now, and Steve Odom deep for the Packers. The wind against White. He's been known to run with it. High kick. Fair catch signal for by Odom, and the Packers will take over at their own 21. Clock up in the right-hand corner of your picture tells you how much time is left before the half. Next week, NFL doubleheader. Regional games will be Philadelphia against the New York Giants. That's turned into a good contest. St. Louis, Washington, Atlanta, Chicago, and New Orleans at Dallas.
We're following the pack to Denver. That should be a pretty good football game. Detroit's going against the Oaklands. The Rams and the 49ers. Always a good one on the West Coast, huh?
Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. Some cities will see only a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. And don't forget, all the action begins with the NFL Today Show with Brent, Irv, and James. Whitehurst thrown behind the intended receiver, Jim Culbreth.
Whitehurst has got to start doing the drop back now. He faked the draw and what have you, and Too Tall Jones didn't even look at the fakes. At this stage, you got to air it out. You got to get your best receivers out there and throw the football. I would imagine Odom would be coming out and put Lofton, Odom, and Andre Thompson in together.
Dallas leads at 21-7. A minute and 21 seconds left to play before the half. George, the tight end, the intended receiver. They had the 3 speedmen in that play. Odom, Lofton, and Thompson on the same side. Pass intended for McGeorge was not good.
Marty Smith, the big fullback, is a pretty good pass receiver. He and Middleton both are excellent.
Extra defensive backs on the Cowboys side of the field. Randy Hughes, the center fielder, right down the middle. He has 1 interception already. Harvey Martin almost got Whitehurst. Hulbert, the intended receiver. Like one of the Dallas players might be down. That's Mike Hegman, the linebacker. Get his helmet off. David Beverly has entered the contest for the Green Bay Packers. Meantime, Hegman is still down and being looked at by the Dallas medical crew.
Green Bay's offense looks like they're really lethargic now after that opening spurt when the turnovers helped them and the crowd was up. They break the huddle now and almost take their time getting to the line of scrimmage. You don't feel like they're ready to want to go to the line of scrimmage.
But Hegman might have gotten his neck jammed.
There he's getting up now.
Hickman heads over to the sideline. David Beverly.
There he is.
For the Packers. And Tony, the referee, back there in conversation with him. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play before the halftime break.
Would you put pressure on Beverly?
He's had his problems. I think I might try it.
You just check the windage that time.
Butch Johnson standing back at the 40 for Dallas. Beverly will be, there's Butch. Beverly back at about the 7-yard line. The Vikings have won. The Packers looking over their shoulder at them. The Redskins have won. They got the pressure on him, and they almost got it. Again, Butch Johnson goes up with the signal for the fair catch, and he'll have it there at the 40, where Dallas will take over. 1:03 left. Before we send you back to the NFL today, tomorrow on CBS, don't forget MASH first, One Day at a Time, and episode 2 of The Word.
David Jansen, James Whitmore, a couple of the real great actors. Whitmore's a big football fan, you know.
So is Jansen. It all begins at 8 o'clock tomorrow night here on CBS, 7 Central and Mountain Time. Tony Dorsett and Preston Pearson, the 2 running backs. I guess you could call it that, as Staubach operates out of a shotgun. Tony Hill watches Rodgers pass soar over his head. Estes Hood on the coverage.
That was like a Guidry fastball that got away. Roger just really hummed that thing, and it took off. That might pull the numbers off your shirt if you tried to catch that one. He can still throw with tremendous velocity.
The Packers play Denver next week. Dallas entertains New Orleans. And then on Thanksgiving Day, the Washington Redskins will be at Texas Stadium.
In fact, the next 3 games in a row are at home for the Dallas team, right?
Those 2 we just mentioned, and then New England will be there. Pearson is open and struggles for a first down. John Anderson made the tackle. The Cowboys hustle up to the line of scrimmage. The clock continues to run. They still have 2 timeouts left, but they won't use one this time. They line up quickly in the shotgun. 11-yard gain, Dallas first down on the completion from Staubach to Pearson. Again, it's Pearson, who somehow always seems to break in the open.
He was trying to get out of bounds, but pretty solid tackle by McCoy kept him in. For a basketball player, he's not too bad a football player, is he? Pearson, I'm speaking of.
And he's a good runner as well.
They thought he could have played in the NBA. Very good backcourt man.
That's a Dallas timeout as Roger Staubach goes over to the sideline to talk to his coach, Tom Landry. Tom said, as I started to say in the opening of today's broadcast, he said the worst thing that had happened to the Cowboys this year was when they looked so impressive in beating Baltimore 38-0 in the opening game. He said after that, people started to say that the Cowboys can get past the world. They can beat the world. He said the problem with that statement is we're not playing the world.
We're playing Minnesota and Miami, people like that, right? The trouble with coaching a young team that really has high hopes, you come in and get a couple of breaks and it picks them up, but they can quickly be discouraged, and that's going to be Bart's job at halftime is, come on, you guys, we were in this football game, but we've got to do it at an upper level. You can't play the Cowboys and be average.
Bart has said we got to beat some quality teams, or else we don't deserve to be where we are. That was Bill Curry, who had so many great years as a Packer center and also some good years with Baltimore, that was talking with Bart just a minute ago.
Roger might air it out on this play. He might run a 9, a straight pattern. Tony Hill or somebody.
All right, it'll be second down for Dallas at the Green Bay 45. Flag is down, whatever happened.
Oh,
Here's Preston Pearson. Heading for out of bounds and trying to get there and does not quite do it. Burl Toller says keep the clock running. Landry looks at the clock, and now they do say he got out of bounds, or do they?
Green Bay's pointing back to the flag that was dropped on the other side of the line of scrimmage, which would mean an illegal offensive maneuver of some kind.
It's against Dallas.
Is Rayfield back in the backfield again? Big tackle.
That's what they were saying before. The Packers were. See what he says.
Illegal motion, offense, 89. Still second down.
BJ DuPree was trying to get off the line early, I suppose. Have you noticed how the offensive lines have stolen as much as they can and dropped away from the line of scrimmage to handle these defensive players that are so darn good, big, and strong right now? They need all the time they can get.
Particularly on passing down. 16 seconds left. Dallas leads 21-7. No flags this time. Over the head of Billy Joe DuPree with 7 seconds left to play before the half.
Tony Hill is on the far sidelines about the 25-yard line all by himself. BJ had a chance to catch that if he'd have kept running to the end zone, huh?
Ball sailed over his head. Similar thing happened last week in Miami. Jackie Smith checks in, and Billy Joe DuPree will get a rest. Rafferty goes out, and Lawless comes in. Time for one more play before the half. Again, in the event you might have missed it, Washington beat the Giants 16-13 in overtime on a 45-yard field goal by Mark Mosley. Staubach picks it up. Oh, they had the right play call, didn't they? That ought to do it for half number 1 at Milwaukee County Stadium. 21-7. That is the end of the first half with the score. The Dallas Cowboys 21, Green Bay Packers 7.
Who did not see the start of the Packer-Dallas Cowboy game simply because that Detroit-Tampa Bay game ran a little long. Here's what you missed off the start. Bart Starr loaded up, won the flip, and said, go to the onside kick. I saw what the Cowboys do in the films. The Cowboys were retreating back into the end zone. Watch Chester Marcol in this sequence. He just taps it the necessary 10 yards, falls on it, and the Packers go into a touchdown drive. Getting the call, Whitehurst goes to Barty Smith, and Smith barges in. But Jimmy the Greek said the Cowboys could run on this 4-3. And here comes Robert Newhouse. 14 yards, Cowboy touchdown, we're tied. He predicted a 100-yard performance by Dorsett. Dorsett going left 9 yards at TD. He's just 10 yards. Oh, Raphael stepped in. He took his own lean-to up there to County Stadium in case it gets cold. Now watch Roger Staubach looking for Billy Joe DuPree, who fumbled last Sunday with 3 minutes to go, but not that time. We had an overtime game in the NFC, and it affects the Dallas Cowboys. It was the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. For a time, it looked as though the Giants had put the Redskins away. Defensive pressure on Theismann. Fumbles. Troy Archer scoops up the ball, gets into the end zone. 13-6 Giants. A minute 47 to play in this game. Theismann hits with a quick count. Has Gene Fugit, his tight end, open late in the game, right down to the Giant 23-yard line. Now, he will go to Mike Thomas inside the 5-yard line. Thomas for the touchdown. We go to overtime. Washington wins the flip. They elect to receive. Theismann will scramble out of the pocket. Watch the linesman over on the side as Theismann goes out of bounds and runs right over him, but he's okay. He was not seriously hurt. Art McNally's got tough officials. Theismann now, looking again. He's got Fugit in the middle. Makes a great catch to the 17. First down, and Jack Pardee says, let's end it right here. Mosley misses with the field goal. The Giants have got a chance now in OT to pull it out right here, but they can't move. It's 2nd and 11. The Redskin defense is all over the Giants on the attack this time. So it's a Dave Jennings punt, and back comes Joe Theismann, who passed for 266 yards. Hits McDaniel, who picks up even more yards stepping around the defensive back. And look who gets a second chance, and this time it's true. And the final score, the Washington Redskins 16, the New York Giants 13. Giants now 5-6. The Skins are 8-3. Detroit snapping back under Monty Clark. They are now 4-7 as they beat Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers slide to 4-7. Denver wins. Their record now 7-4. 19-7, Cleveland 5-6. And look at this. New England had this game won in the first half, got overconfident, let it slip away. Houston's record now 7-4. And meanwhile, Miami barges up to a tie with New England. They're at 8-3 along with the Patriots. 25-24, a one-pointer over the tough Bills at home. Jets lose today. Harold Carmichael scores twice for the Eagles and blocks a key extra point. And of course, the game, we showed you the conclusion of the Wild one. 20-17, the final there. The Saints record now 5-6. What's wrong with the Chicago Bears? They've lost 8 in a row. They've slipped into last place in the NFC Central. That's a team that was in the playoffs last year. 17-14. Jim Finks and George Halas are beside themselves tonight. 21-7. Dallas over Green Bay. The game you're watching. The Cowboys in command. St. Louis leading San Francisco. They're now in the third quarter. Baltimore and Seattle still underway. 10-7 right now. The Colts are up by 3. And San Diego and Kansas City, they are tied. And they are in the third quarter. And the Chargers are just not playing as well as a lot of folks think they should be. And we're going to be right back with Ethan Morgan, who's got burning speed. And it looked oh so easy without any pressure there on Grogan. And Morgan has barged out at the 3.5-yard line. Horace Ivory in the next quarter went over. And that, of course, started it off. 13-0 Patriots. Now watch this naked bootleg. Nobody over there. This is a cakewalk. 23-0. Send these guys back to Texas. And back they came. Rob Carpenter from 9 yards out. Carpenter again. It's 23-14, and look out. Campbell barges in. It's 23-20. Now it is Pastorini. This is the touchdown that did it. Going into the corner for the score, and 26-23, an amazing turnaround, and the Houston Oilers now are very much in the playoff picture. The New York Jets went into Philadelphia this afternoon. Again, Richard Todd, unable to play because of the shoulder injury, but Todd, back in uniform, may be able to play for Walt Michaels next Sunday. Meanwhile, it was the end around. Kenny Payne, number 82, getting behind 63 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Jets led it by a field goal at the time, and then Jaworski to Carmichael. Great to have size when you're Carmichael's height, and of course he scored there, and back came the Jets. Here is Kevin Long getting the corner turn. But Carmichael blocked the extra point, and then look what he did here. Jackson's only 5'9". He can't cover Harold, who snaps it down out of the air for an easy touchdown. But Jaworski was injured. It is not serious. Back spasm. He is expected to play next Sunday for the Eagles, sir.
Brent, of course, the Minnesota Vikings delivered the Chicago Bears their 8th consecutive loss up in Bloomington, Minnesota today, 17-14. And Fran Tarkenton had a field day throwing the ball. He threw 37 times, completed 24 passes for 245 yards. And here's one right here to Sammy White down to the 1-yard line. Chuck Foreman goes over from there, and the Vikings take a 7 to tie the game 7-7. Walter Payton had a pretty good day running the ball. Ran for 127 yards. He's now over 1,000 yards for the season. Too little, too late, though, as the Minnesota Vikings take the Chicago Bears 17-14.
And I think we got Tampa Bay and Detroit, too, right, Irv?
All right, let's go ahead and roll it then. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Of course, Detroit wound up beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Detroit, 34-23. And, of course, it was a field day for this guy right here. Horace King carried the ball today for 104 yards. Brent, this is a 76-yard touchdown run. Picks up some downfield blockers here, goes in, and Detroit takes a 14-10 lead early in the game. Detroit's ball here again, 2nd and 10 on Tampa Bay's 13-yard line. Gary Danielson hits number 81. Dave Hill, he goes in for a score, and Detroit now leads 21-13. Detroit's ball once again. Gary Danielson passes to you-know-who, Dave Hill. He goes down to the 1-yard line, which led to a Gary Danielson pitch out to number 24, Dexter Buzzy, who goes in. Detroit takes a commanding 28-13 lead. Tampa Bay tried to get back in the game, but in the fourth quarter just couldn't quite do it. The Detroit defense swarmed all over them, and Detroit wound up winning the ball game 34-23.
St. Louis and San Francisco are in the third quarter right now. We can take a look at some of that action from the first half. Jim Hart and Mel Gray remain one of the top pass and catch combinations in the NFL. Number 17 pulls out, and he's got Gray, and he hits him perfectly. That set up a field goal for the Cardinals. Now watch this sequence. Hart is back to pass. Chuck Chris to the 49ers. Comes in with a neat interception. Starts back now, looking for blockers. Picks up some interference. Fumbles the ball back. Picked up, though, by the San Francisco 49ers. Eddie Lewis has got it all the way to the St. Louis 40. But San Francisco had trouble. Scott Bull, the quarterback today, couldn't stand up. Fell down right there. And the Cardinals went back to work. Al Chandler, 15-yard scoring play. 9-3 was the score in that game. And for more in the second half from County Stadium in Milwaukee, where it's getting a little cold right now this late on a Sunday afternoon, let's go to Pat Summerall.
County Stadium in Milwaukee, where the Dallas Cowboys lead the Green Bay Packers 21-7 at the half. The lights have been on since the beginning of this game. Statistically, it has been dominated by the Cowboys.
And Green Bay broke on top scoring after the couple of breaks they got early. Look at that rushing yardage, 27. Green Bay's been averaging about 180. They average 27 yards rushing, 20 passing that right column. You can see Whitehurst 2 for 11. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys 162 yards rushing with Dorsett with 90 and Newhouse with 69. First downs 18-3, complete domination. And I'm wondering what Bart Starr will do with the Packer offense at half. Will he come with Sproul, the young man out of Arizona State? Pat, what do you think?
Well, they like his athletic ability very much. I know that, the way he delivers the football. And he was warming up just before they went to the dressing room. So it could be we'd see him. Bobby Douglas, I suppose, is also a possibility. He's the Packers' third quarterback as the Green Bay starts to head back on the field. Dallas yet to make an appearance as yet. One more half of football from Milwaukee. And the Cowboys lead Green Bay 21-7. The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League.
Big difference in Dallas is Tony Dorsett. He comes out and starts breaking a few runs, and the offensive linemen come back to the huddle, and they can't wait to get back up and block for another one.
Newhouse is averaging today better than 6 yards a carry as well.
Dorsett's looking for a big day. He needs about an 80-yard burst, and he has that potential. I think every time he touches the ball, which is frightening.
Activity on the Packer bench as PP and K is still going on at the moment. There is Tony D. All kind of rumors circulating about possible trade for him, which the Cowboys say there's nothing to. I can't imagine there would be any reason to trade him.
I can't think of one. Once Ma Bell gets his phone fixed up, he doesn't have any problems anyway. Remember all the plaudits and everything that was piled on this young man for 4 straight years. You can go into big cigars and motor cars pretty easily. I think he's pretty well under control.
You can get things out of perspective in a hurry. Too much above freezing. A fumble by Odom, who finally finds the handle. Tom pointed out just a minute ago. Good gets and fumbles. Steve Odom with one heck of an effort to begin his second half. The speedster Odom is finally stopped by Mike Hegman and Guy Brown. It's encouraging to see Hegman back in there.
That's one of the best efforts. He averaged 29 yards every return anyway. Here are those sort of calloused hands. They get very smooth. Now watch this run. I don't know how many people get 2 shots at him. They're getting back up and rallying again. Odom does a heck of a job.
Yeah, Scott Laidlaw that hit him and got back up and came in and actually got a part of the tackle on first down Green Bay at their own 25. Nothing doing against the famous flex defense of Dallas. Too Tall Jones and Jethro Pugh.
Jethro plays the run, still about as tough as anybody inside. 75 is solid as an oak.
And he's been around for 14 years. In fact, it was that block by Jerry Kramer in that famous Ice Bowl game up in Green Bay that sprung Bart Starr for the winning touchdown in that NFL championship game, and the block was on Jethro Pugh. Whitehurst throws almost picked off by Cliff Harris. Intended for Turdell Middleton.
That's what Whitehurst is probably going to have to do, though. Throw the shorter things to get his backs out of the backfield. Of course, makes you susceptible to the good pass rush that time if you don't keep anybody in to help block.
Coming up the situation right now. Green Bay has not been able to convert on third down today. Situation where Dallas will put a lot of heat on you with a blitz.
And Lofton hasn't caught a ball yet. The sensation from Stanford.
Here comes that blitz. They get it outside the Middleton. He cuts back on the inside and will not get the first down. As Aaron Kyle comes over to make the tackle. But Thomas Henderson was running free in that Packer secondary.
What a tackle by Aaron Kyle. That was helmet to helmet. Somebody's down it. Is it Cliff Harris?
I believe it is. Cliff hurt his neck last week and missed a few plays against Miami, but came back. Pat Harder is the official. We're checking Cliff Harris.
Tony Spring keeps a pretty firm hand on the game, though. You always feel like it's being handled, don't you?
That is why he's done more than one Super Bowl. They'll take a timeout as Cliff Harris is looked at. We'll be right back. Cliff Harris got up and left without assistance. Butch Johnson standing deep for Dallas, number 86, and number 11, David Beverly, is the punter for the Packers. Charlie Waters, who blocked a bunch of them last year, almost got that one. Butch Johnson handled this one cleanly, but the coverage is excellent. Estes Hood, the first man down.
Hood can play a little bit. What do we got coming up?
Well, we got the Sports Spectacular next week. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific. The NHRA Finals.
Prudhomme and those guys, right?
The World Series of Poker, of which highlights will be broadcast. And the World's Strongest Men next Saturday on the Sports Spectacular. Roger Staubach is still the Dallas quarterback, and Robert Newhouse and Tony Dorsett with the running backs. The flag is down immediately.
It's about the first flag we've seen call in there for holding it all between two teams that have battled that line of scrimmage pretty hard.
Dave Roller and Gary Weaver were the Packer tacklers. Opening moments of half number 2. 13:28 left, in fact, in the third quarter.
Did you notice how the Packer defense...
Holding, offense number 62, still first down.
John Fitzgerald, the offensive center. But it looks like the Packer defense now has decided they will pick up. They will pick this team up.
Dan Fouts has just thrown a touchdown pass to John Jefferson with 5:09 left in the first quarter. San Diego leads Kansas City 20-13. Fouts comes to life. Here is Newhouse to the outside, and Newhouse gets back the yards that they were just penalized.
Dorsett got a pretty good block for Newhouse on the outside. Tony once in a while tries to go under the ground and doesn't make good blocks all the time, but he makes a pretty good one here. You'll see 33 to the left here, making contact with big linebacker Anderson.
Second and 10.
Johnny Gray was the secondary member, number 24.
800.
Who went underneath Newhouse. Finally got him down.
8.
Tight end Jackie Smith lined up close to Billy Joe DuPree on the right side. Big trap. Outside it goes to Drew Pearson, and the tackles swarm. Mike McCoy and John Anderson right on top of Drew.
And a little trouble downfield with Billy Joe DuPree and at least a couple of safety men and a linebacker. Packers now have come out aroused. This is the way the Pack comes back with good defense.
Willie Buchanan, I think, was the guy in the argument with Billy Joe DuPree.
There's never been a an altercation or a fight in pro football that wasn't started by a defensive secondary man.
Drew Pearson comes out wide to the right on third and 11 as the crowd again encourages the Packers. Staubach will operate from the shotgun with Preston Pearson next to him. Butch Johnson with the reception made the cut. Very near first down yardage. Mike McCoy chased him out of bounds.
Good throw, and the Packers are coming now. That's Butler, number 77. Rayfield Wright takes him on. Donovan is doing a good job with Ezra Johnson. Look at this throw coming right at the camera. And it is going to be close to a first. Packers are hot, all right.
It is a first down, Dallas. Butch Johnson knew exactly where he was. Good play.
What a throw.
What do you do?
Cowboys ahead 21-7. Knowing, of course, that the Redskins have already won 16-13. Tony Hill checks over to the sideline. A lot of confusion. Finally, Roger Staubach calls a timeout.
Fitzgerald has the look of a guy. Look, I'm always where I am over the ball. Look like a Chinese fire drill.
Don't you stay behind the fucking line?
Butch Johnson just barely did get settled.
How would you like to be playing poker across from Tom Landry out in Las Vegas? You'd never know if he had the flush or not, would you?
Anywhere. He jumped up and down a couple of times down in Miami last week when Billy Joe DuPree fumbled that pass at the end of the game. 21-7. Right here is the score. Preston Pearson and Tony Dorsett will be the setbacks. Dorsett now lines up as a flanker on the right side. And now he moves back into the backfield. Line of scrimmage, the 44. First down. Billy Joe DuPree is wide open. There's a flag down, however.
I think Fitzgerald got a hold of Roller again, the big defensive tackle. It was quite a battle on the line of scrimmage. I tell you, that Packer bunch up front are coming now. Wonder what Hog Hatter said to him at halftime. Through tobacco.
They got the message.
Holding offense, number 67. Still first down.
Pat Donovan.
Pat Donovan was holding it. Let's take a look now. Remember, you can, on a pass play, you can extend the arms. Now, look to the top of the screen. Yes, Ezra Johnson is being manhandled. Looked like tag team. Good play, too. Huh?
DuPree found the open spot, and Roger got the ball to him quite nicely. Ball moves back to the 34 now. It'll be first and 20. Dorsett fumble. Dallas got it back. Rayfield Wright smothered it.
Right recovers the fumble.
Packers got all taped up at halftime. I'll tell you, their defense is hitting it a lick. Watch them coming off the line of scrimmage. This play worked in the first half.
Linebacker John Anderson made that hit and knocked that ball loose. That's Mike Hegman. Remember, he was hurt in the first half, but he's forgotten about that.
Second and
Score
17.
helps. 21-7 Cowboys. Packers are coming again. Staubach, with that mobility, gets away, throws back in the middle to Pearson, who almost got away, almost gets back to the line of scrimmage before, again, it's number 60, Anderson, that made the tackle.
Got help from Dave Roller, and they are really hustling on defense. Roger will be glad to get out of this series and let Danny White kick it deep.
So it'll be third down as Burton Lawless will check in with the play. Anderson goes out. Gary Weaver comes in, 52 for the Packers. Just over 10 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Dallas leads Green Bay by 14 from the shotgun. Tony Hill. Well thrown by Staubach. He just lofted it over. The defender, Estes Hood, knocked Tony Hill out of bounds.
From the shotgun now, Roger gets a chance to read the whole pattern and see his pass protection. That's out of the corner of the time. See that the good blocks, no holding call, and Tony Hill gets his second pass of the day, and that's a 21-yarder. They're tackling rough, though. The Packers are making you pay for everything now.
Cowboys down in Packer territory at the 35, where it'll be 1st and 10. Take to Newhouse. He stays in and blocks well now. Out to Newhouse, who almost breaks a tackle and finally does. The flag goes down. It has to be a face mask on the far side of the field.
I don't understand how number 44 got into the pass play. He had to pick up a blitzer and takes a tremendous shot. Let's see if we can pick it up. Here's Roger from the call now. Look at 44. He takes on the charging lineman and now checks out, stays on his feet with some kind of an incredible balance. He must have a gyroscope somewhere in that helmet. Now watch him keep dragging. And the Hustlers come over and really take care of it.
There again was a flag down on the far side of the field.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 50, defense, first down.
Jim Carter.
Big Jim, the veteran linebacker. He hasn't played a lot this year and was their leading tackler a year ago, but the other young linebacker was hurt that's been playing that spot, Michael Hunt.
Move it down to the 26. That's the penalty story. It's 1st and 10 Cowboys. Dorsett behind Lawless. Hole opened up nicely. Mike C. McCoy got him out of bounds. Dorsett nearing 100 yards on the day. Burton Lawless mad about something at the moment.
Well, the Packers figure if they're going to lose, they might as well go down swinging, and that's really the belligerent attitude you got to have to play defense. You know, that time Luke came up and was in perfect position, and Dorsett just ran by the thing, ran right through it.
2nd and 1. On the 17.
John Anderson, the Packer linebacker who's made so many tackles today, is out at the moment. And our information is that he has a groin pull. He might be back. 1 yard is all the Cowboys need for another first down. Dorsett is or was close at one time. Barzalauskas made the tackle.
It's one of the few ballparks where the two teams are on the same side of the field. Here in Minnesota, I guess
That's the only two left. Used to be a lot of them like that.
A lot of crazy things happened over there, too, you know it?
Mostly in the old baseball parks, or in this case, of course, this is the home of the Brewers. Believe that?
Rushing the football for most of that. Rogers not having the outstanding days. Well, he's 15 for 26 for 132. He's been very careful.
Got the touchdown pass to Billy Joe DuPree. Dorsett is now at exactly 100 yards for 17 carries. Newhouse has 79. He's probably going to try right here. No, it's going to be Dorsett. Inside the 10 and down to about the 5, and perhaps even inside the 5. Watch this quickness.
You know how this discourages a defense that is really hitting hard to have to look around and suddenly see 33 go by everybody, and you're having to make a touchdown saving tackle every time he carries the ball. Boy, that's a good tackle. It's a good thing Johnny Gray was there.
He would have been in otherwise. Getting the workout.
I gotta move.
Saw the owner, Mr. Murchison, at halftime with a smile.
Understandably so. Dorsett will get another carry. And as he cut back inside, he is met by Mike Douglas. By the way, Tommy, Burt Jones is hurt again in the Baltimore-Seattle game. The Colts lead Seattle 10-7 in the fourth quarter. Mike Kirkland is the quarterback for Baltimore. Like Dorsett might be shaken up a little bit, too.
Packers helped him up. Did you see that?
A busy day.
Chivalry ain't dead, right? Of course, they'll knock him back down again as quickly as they can get their hands on him. He's some athlete, I'll tell you that.
Tony running over to the sideline. He's been replaced by Preston Pearson. And as good as Dorsett is, they don't lose much when Pearson comes in. Second and goal at the 3. 7:55, 7:50 left to play in the third quarter. The Cowboys already lead 21-7. They have dominated. Straight ahead is Newhouse. And a touchdown. Number 2 on the day for Robert Newhouse.
Fitzgerald out of sight block for the offensive center spot. Try to look right center of your screen and see what happens. They get penetration from Roller. They just split the goal line defense. Not easy to do. Now you're looking right at Fitzgerald making the snap. Working on Barzalauskas, who's 268.
And a good block by Fitz.
Look at that high stepping. Seattle slow.
Or the drum major. Raphael Septien with Charlie Waters to hold. It is 28-7. Dallas over Green Bay. Scoreboard clock shows 7 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Raphael Septien will kick off. Steve Odom deep. This is pretty good.
Odom can run, I'll tell you that.
Starting at the 3. Almost maintained his balance. Gets outside the 25. The Packers will take over. Mike Hegman made the tackle. Watch the kicker.
Now, Pat, you did this a lot, kicking off for the old Giants. What happens to Septien? Look at the instincts.
Yeah, that's what I did a lot.
Did you ever do that, right?
Dallas scoring drive to make it 28-7. Was accomplished like that. Here's David Whitehurst. Jethro Pugh was reaching for him. He finally has to throw back inside. He can't find anybody. It was intended for Barty Smith. Harvey Martin in hot pursuit.
Ooh, he really hit Whitehurst, the quarterback, and knocked him clear out of the ballpark. Harvey Martin is almost too late on that pass rush. Whitehurst, by the way, is 3 for 14 for 26 yards.
Harvey Martin has got to go out. There's Tony Dorsett. Already hurt himself a little on making that tackle. Larry Bethea.
High mud.
Baltimore now 17-7 over Seattle. Ron Lee, a 15-yard run. Good protection. Andre Thompson looked upfield before the ball arrived.
Good receiver. Got 16 catches coming in. They say he's a... Luke Carter was telling us he's one of the most dangerous receivers he's got. This time he was checking to see if Washington had him, huh?
And Mark Washington was the closest Dallas defender. The rush from Bethea. Whitehurst throws a grounder. And the fans are getting a little restless.
Well, you can't come out of Furman and start the last 5 games of 77 and then run this team now and have all the answers as a young quarterback. He's going to be a good one.
Particularly against a good team. A good defensive team like the Cowboys are. 7:07 left third quarter. Dorsett has gained 115 yards and 19 carries on the day, and that's what David Beverly has done.
He's almost breaking out in shingles. He's worried about getting it off. There, he got it.
High hanging kick, which Johnson signals fair catch. And makes it at the 37.
Butch Johnson makes the fair catch.
Thought perhaps we'd be getting a look at Danny White sometime pretty soon. But not yet. Dennis Sproul warming up for the Packers, the rookie from Arizona State.
We saw him in the Fiesta Bowl. He's got a great delivery. He's only thrown the passes in anger 8 times this year, completed 4, but not against Dallas.
Looks like he might get a chance to try his luck against Dallas the next time the Packers get the football. Roger Staubach is still the Dallas quarterback. Line of scrimmage, their own 37. It's Dorsett. Tried to break to the outside. Mike McCoy tripped him up, and Dorsett also got a welcome from Jim Carter. St. Louis leads San Francisco 16-10. 12:44 remaining in the fourth quarter of that contest. The Cardinals had won 2 in a row, shooting for 3.
Dorsett was sort of idling toward the sidelines that time. It's a good thing McCoy made a sure tackle.
Maybe got a half a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9, Dallas. This is Robert Newhouse, who is herded out of bounds by Carter, and McCoy again. Same 2.
McCoy really took Tony Dorsett on that time. He was trying to block him. Of course, Colorado really hit him on the helmet.
Packer defense has been on the field a long time in this contest. Been a long game, really, so far. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter. 3rd and 6. Preston Pearson in the game. Shotgun formation. Staubach fires out to Butch Johnson. He's got it at the 45. Mike McCoy got him out of bounds for David Butch Johnson, except for that early fumble.
McCoy's got a little bit of exposure. Not all of it's that good. Out of the shotgun now. A sure snap that's blind by center Fitzgerald. Look at this throw. We've seen that about 4 times today.
15-yard gain on that pass completion from Staubach to Butch Johnson.
You'll never forget the one he makes. Super Bowl, huh?
That was sort of the nail that day. Newhouse plugged straight ahead and is stopped by Dave Roller and Mike Butler and Barzalauskas and the rest. Jim Carter, the middle linebacker. Actually, we were talking about that Ice Bowl before, back in 1967. 2 Cowboys remain from that day. Jethro Pugh and Rayfield Wright.
They have been constantly putting new blood into their system, haven't they? They're always coming up with new young people. Some of them are free agents that come along. Cliff Harris isn't a bad one. Ouachita Baptist College.
Dorsett swings out in motion. Packers put on the blitz. They throw back into the middle of the field, and this open. Newhouse to the 30. Stumbles at the 20. Inside the 20 to the 18. Was that well set up?
It's called a screen away. You roll all the way to the right sidelines and throw it back. Now watch the Packers chase, because they're young and they're aggressive and they're really mad right now. So they really want Roger badly. Sucks him in and dumps it back to number 44 and friends.
Had a lot of friends with him, too, didn't he?
He's never been this open. I think he just ran out of grass.
Or gas. He got just inside the 20, where it will be another Dallas Cowboy first down. Burton Lawless is number 66, walking up in front of Roger Staubach. Newhouse going to get another try. time he gets a couple, but that's all. Barzalauskas on the tackle.
The last 3 games, Minnesota only got 60 yards rushing against Green Bay. Tampa Bay got 72, and the Eagles got 51. And the Cowboys got 170 something already.
Well, nearing 200. Dorsett with the gloves on. Actually, the Cowboys have 202 yards rushing. 114 for Dorsett and 85 for Newhouse. Out of time. He caught it. What a grab by Billy Joe DuPree. His second touchdown of the day. Spectacular catch.
Drops 2 fairly easy catches early, and since then he's really been a vice. Let's watch the offensive line. They've slowed down a pretty good bunch of pass rushers. Rogers right on. But what a great catch.
Fine catch by Billy Joe DuPree.
At 6'5", it's hard to get a big frame like this up in the air, and he actually leaves his feet to make it. Here it is coming right at you. Go up. I don't blame him for leaping, spiking that one.
The most touchdown passes that Billy Joe DuPree had caught in any season was when he was a rookie back in 1973, and that is his 7th. For this year, he caught 5 that year. Raphael Septien puts the Cowboys out in front 35-7 now.
Both catches of his are touchdown catches today. But if you double on the outside receivers, which you have to do with Hill and, of course, Drew Pearson, number 89 is going to catch a lot of them.
Don't forget, if you are a collector of anything, see 60 Minutes tonight at 7, 6 Central in Mountain Time.
That's about collecting things, any kind of things.
Anything.
Right? Baseball cards, football cards.
David Jansen will follow that in an all-star cast in the premiere of The Word. And Dallas, the program, follows. We'll share tense moments with the Ewing women, staggered by reports that Bobby and JR are missing.
I'm not going to touch that one, I'll tell you that.
You can watch it all tonight.
Okay. I wonder if we're going to see the new quarterback for Green Bay. Bart Starr's almost gone as long as he can with Whitehurst for his own good right now.
The new quarterback is 6'2" and 210. Rookie from Arizona State, Dennis Sproul. There's Raphael Septien. Line drive kickoff in the direction of Steve Odom. Odom swings to the outside. He's almost broken a couple already. This time he gets out to the 30 before Larry Brinson tripped him up, along with Randy Hughes. Dallas had lost to Minnesota, and they lost last week to Miami. They appear to be struggling, but today they've been very, very sharp. Dennis Sproul is the quarterback.
We watched him, I think, in the Fiesta Bowl one year, didn't we?
Yes.
Nebraska against Arizona State.
Yes.
From California as a prep star, and he has a great delivery. He has time to get it off.
Middleton and Culbreth trying to run a screen, and now trying to run for his life. A flag goes down. They have to have a lineman illegally downfield after all that struggling and running around. The pass was incomplete.
Cliff Harris really stretched Rich George, the tight end. The only time you can make contact with the receiver is when he's trying to catch it, and Cowboys take advantage of every shot they get.
Ineligible lineman downfield, number 54, 10 yards, still first down.
Rick Herron, the center, was downfield. Maybe they should have thrown the ball to him.
Meantime, Danny White now starts to warm up again for the Cowboys. San Diego and Kansas City are now tied with 5 minutes and 22 seconds left to play. Arnold Morgado, his second touchdown of the day. Foul fumble. Dallas has the football. The exchange between center and quarterback never took place. Randy White and Jethro Pugh caused the confusion, and Jethro got the fumble recovery.
And this is something the Cowboys have not done very much this year. They've only recovered 5 fumbles before this one. Looks like they may have turned on all their systems now. They seem to be have the juices flowing, huh?
I'd say. Danny White is loose, but he's not the quarterback yet. Roger Staubach is still in. Jackie Smith lines up tight left, and Bob Steele, Robert Steele, is one of the Dallas flankers. Hadn't seen much action so far. Here's Dorsett. Trying to get to the outside. He is pulled down by Steve Luke.
Those are good tackles. Dorsett is 1/2 a step away from breaking every one of these, and that secondary just keeps making tackle after tackle. You watch it. If you know anybody that can come up and tackle like this, call your nearest professional football team. This bunch really tackles.
That's Luke.
I made one of those in about 9 years.
That was on me.
Yes. I finally found somebody I could catch.
That was while we were playing. Roger Staubach gets outside the Newhouse, who gets 1 block, which might have been a quip from Jackie Smith. There's a flag down in that area.
That Luke just took Newhouse on head-to-head and didn't lose that fight either. There's a microphone down near the field, and once in a while the players' voices can be heard sort of under us. Just wanted to make sure you heard that disclaimer. Because, you know, it's a very heated exchange.
You can hear those voices. You're going to hear the voice of Jim Tunney in just a second. 35-7, the Cowboys lead with 2:25 left to play.
Personal foul, clipping, number 81.
Jackie Smith. That 2:25 is in the 3rd quarter.
Ball on the Packer 32-yard line.
Again, Roger Staubach is still the quarterback. Robert Steele goes wide left, and Butch Johnson comes wide right.
Has Roger been sacked? He was chased a little bit a couple of times, but
He hasn't been down.
It was a running play when he was tackled, wasn't it?
Here comes the Green Bay blitz. Over the top, it is incomplete, intended for Butch Johnson. The blitz.
Estes Wood came
Rogers
through
down.
and really hit Staubach a shot. The safety man blitzed through. This guy's a stretch runner. He'll get up.
Oh, yeah. He looked for a second over to the sideline. Danny White is warm.
I think Estes Hood and Mike Douglas, not to be confused with the popular daytime host, but the Mike Douglas, the linebacker. Watch this. And you'll see that Roger never saw what happened to the pass. Here comes Hood, and there's Douglas. Crunch.
Number 11, Danny
And
White.
Staubach is leaving the game. And Danny White has replaced him. He ran off under his own power. And he seems to be certainly all right. Here's Danny White from the shotgun, throwing outside Dorsett. And Dorsett is caught from behind by Ezra Johnson.
Defensive end tackles Tony Dorsett from behind. He can run, and Ezra Johnson runs the 4.440 we spoke of and weighs 240.
Dorsett did not quite get enough for a first down, and Raphael Septien will come on. The Cowboys lead at 35-7. 16-yard pass completion from Danny White to Tony Dorsett. Charlie Waters will hold at the 24. Make this a 34-yarder for Raphael Septien.
8 of 13 this year.
2 for 2 from this distance. Line drive is no good. He pulled it left.
Takes 3 people to make a field goal. The snapper, the holder, and the kicker.
Everything seemed fine from the snapper and the holder then. Septien just pulled it left. It's still 35-7 with a minute and a half left to play in the 3rd quarter. The series championship of women's tennis. Next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time from Palm Springs. Chris Evert, Virginia Wade, Martina Navratilova.
Who's got the hottest serve? Virginia Wade, is she still the biggest service in women's tennis?
if it's any bigger than Martinez. He can hit it. They both got good, strong fields. Erdell Middleton streaks to the outside and picks up a Green Bay Packer first down. Cliff Harris stopped him.
Second-year man out of Memphis State. 196 pounds of dynamite. Unlike most runners we see today that want to cut back to the inside all the time, Wilbert Montgomery, people like that, Trudell looks like he's always trying to make you juke and get to the outside.
13-yard pickup. Got great leg strength. Lofton comes wide left. Thompson goes wide right. Now comes in motion. They operate on the same side of the field. Browl just had to throw it away as D.D. Lewis and Harvey Martin were breathing right on top of it.
And Cliff Harris, the Baptist, the runaway Baptist, blitzed from the safety spot. D.D. Lewis plays some pretty good football every Sunday, doesn't he? Or Monday or whatever the day is.
Thursday.
Sproul hasn't thrown the deep pass yet, and
really hasn't had time. And again, they'll be coming. Ball's at the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10. Middleton comes out in motion. This time he is chased by Too Tall Jones. Almost caught while lying down by James Lofton.
Lofton has been shut out, and Sproul has got to learn not to run over where the big guys are. That time, Cook was trying to block for him, and he runs right into the area of Too Tall Jones. There's the try by Lofton.
Mark Washington soared over the top.
3rd and 10.
Spread out works good in college, but if you don't get outside of somebody 6'9", real trouble.
Foul the quarterback. 3rd and 10. Taking a blitzing. Nothing doing. The Dallas defense, when they get you down like this, can be just awesome. Thomas Henderson sacked with help from Harvey Martin.
That's the 3rd today, Pat. They now have 37. The no head slap and the new blocking rules have sort of cut down that big Dallas pass rush. It looks like they're putting it on today, so.
David Beverly back in punt formation. Dallas leads Green Bay 35-7. Should be the last play of quarter number 3. Play that Beverly would like to get off, but they got a little help from the wind. It didn't help him much with that kick. Butch Johnson fields, tries to get back out to the outside. It's in Packer territory at about their 46, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
28-yard punt. End of the 3rd.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter, as I said, with the score Dallas 35, Green Bay 7. And we now pause for a word from your local station. 35-7 Dallas, and they have just overwhelmed the Packers.
I think Bart was afraid that quality that Dallas has so many good people that he's still 4 or 5 players he thinks Class A players short. He'll get them, though.
San Diego now 23-20 over Kansas City with 1 minute and 27 seconds left to play. Rolf Nurse, the 28-yard field goal. And Baltimore is now 17-14 over Seattle with 1:05 left to play. Dorsett shifts back deep here. The line of scrimmage is the Packer 47. Here's Newhouse rumbling into the secondary for the Packers for about an 8-yard gain. Might see McCoy. Jim Carter made the tackle.
Billy Joe DuPree is not only catching the ball for touchdowns, but he made a heck of a block that time. He just took the defensive end barber and buried him, turned him.
Danny White is the Dallas quarterback.
All on the 39.
There's Billy Joe. Getting a little rest.
They were very serious coming out. They looked like they wanted to play good football and then scared everybody to death in the state of Texas for a quarter, didn't they?
8 yards by Newhouse on that first down carry. Jackie Smith on the right side jump. Newhouse has 96 yards on the day and 17 carries. Dorsett has 114 yards and 21 carries.
Jackie Smith is so happy to be playing. He's had a clip Now he jumped the count early.
False start, offense, number 81. Still second down.
New life, huh?
Second down, looks like about 8 to go for Jackie Smith and that Dallas Cowboy offensive unit. Jackie was just sitting home.
Watching TV when the phone rang.
Jay Saldy got hurt. Jackie Smith became a Cowboy. Dorsett was the intended receiver. The Packers blitzed. Roger Staubach is looking on.
19 for 31 for 200 yards. And settled everybody down when there could have been a tick, 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 you know, in that first quarter when things were tight. He's a pretty cool customer, isn't he?
Packers came out opening kickoff with an onside kick, which they recovered. It worked. They couldn't move it. They punted, recovered a fumble, and scored the first touchdown of the day. Since then, it's been all Dallas.
Roger looks like he needs a shave. He's been studying films, I think, a lot this week.
We'll take care of that very shortly. Andy White operates from the shotgun and throws outside to Butch Johnson, who breaks one tackle and is finally taken out of bounds at about the 25-yard line by Estes Hood. Steve Luke helped him out.
Getting some solo coverage now because they're trying to put a lot of pressure on Danny White, which means the secondary is alone. Slips the tackle by Buchanan.
Preston Pearson goes out. Robert Steele will be one of the wide receivers. DuPree is still playing. Jackie Smith is lined up tight to the right, so it's a double tight end setup at the moment. Handoff is to Newhouse, who bangs into the Packers secondary for about a 5-yard pickup, but he is met and firmly met by Steve Luke.
Luke weighed 245 pounds. You know, they'd pay him to get out of this league. Is he some kind of a hitter?
And now both Dorsett and Newhouse are over that 100-yard mark.
I've seen some big people get run over by Newhouse because he gets so low, and that Luke has stayed in there and battling better than even all afternoon. He must have made 12 tackles.
Rookie tackle Terry Jones, number 63. Rookie from Alabama into the Packer defense at the moment. Dorsett. And about the 16, where again a flag goes down as Jim Carter led the assault along with that Terry Jones I just mentioned a minute ago.
Newhouse is over the 100-yard barrier. 101 working yards for the man out of the University of Houston. I'm trying to look in the book and see how many 100-yard days he's had. How do you spell Newhouse, right?
I don't know, they kept saying it last Tuesday night, election night.
Personal foul.
Going to be a new house.
Number 68. Still stuck down.
Second down it will be.
Got 245 yards against Mississippi State once, but that's a collegiate stat. I'm afraid I can't find it. But it's a heck of a day rushing.
He's had some 100-yard days in the past. So is Dorsett. They both had one today. 13:21 left to play. The Packers again fake a blitz and run a draw play to Dorsett.
Get the extra point team ready.
Tony Dorsett on the draw play, and nobody was even close to him. 33 yards away is where that began.
Give this offensive line for the Cowboys a lot of credit. Donovan, Fitzgerald, Lawless, Scott, Big Rayfield Wright have done a heck of a job. Looks like an inter-squad play.
It is 41-7 now. Dallas over Green Bay as Dorsett scores his second TD. Waters to hold for Septien. About the only thing that hasn't worked for Dallas is that Septien missed the field goal. 42-7.
The kick is good.
An awesome awesome display by the guys in white, the Dallas Cowboys. Steve Odom standing back at his 5. Rafael Septien indicates he's ready to kick it.
He's gone 93 yards for a touchdown run back in his career, and he's been trying all day.
Had a lot of chances. Steve Odom to about the 32, maybe a little bit better than that. And for Bruce Huther, the last Dallas scoring drive, 6 plays, 47 yards, capped by the 33-yard run from Tony Dorsett. San Diego and Kansas City have gone into overtime. 47-yard field goal by Stenerud tied it up. Baltimore beat Seattle 17-14.
And Bert Jones is hurt again, huh?
Right.
That's bad news. Great quarterback.
Baltimore's record now 5-6. Erdell Middleton, the ball carrier, brought down by Harvey Martin.
Packer offensive line is second-year men, good ones, but they're young, and they are looking at that flex for first time for all of them. I would imagine they don't play very often.
And they're looking at the prospect of being tied by Minnesota after this game is over. The Vikings won over the Chicago Bears 17-14 earlier. So they both will then have records of 7-4. Middleton again. And he ducks underneath and picks up 3 or 4. Charlie Waters made the initial contact. Pat Donovan on the Dallas sideline.
I was asking, why don't they ever say hi, Dad? Nobody ever says hi, Dad.
I guess because Mom did the cooking.
That's right. Who sets the table?
Caught by McGeorge. Rich McGeorge, the tight end. For Green Bay first down, Aaron Kyle, the tackler.
Here's young Sproul.
Jones has a shot at him. Excuse me.
Okay, let's see who makes the big rush. It's too tall, breathing. Good catch by George, whose hands are good, but feet aren't so nifty, huh? He's not really fast for a tight end, would you say?
No. 16-yard gain, however. McGeorge has caught 2. Sproul is going to throw again. This time to Lofton, an overthrow. Dennis Thurman on the coverage on Lofton.
Oh, he really squeezed off around this time. Watch this baby explode off that Sproul right arm. He just loads it up. Cole goes by and almost gets it, and Lofton watches it disappear into the night.
That was intended for Bill Walton. Dorsett has gained 149 yards and 23 carries. It'll be 2nd and 10 Packers. Thompson goes in motion. He'll be the draw play with Erdell Middleton, and Chip Harris was on the blitz and happened to be at the right place at the right time. He got some help from Guy Brown.
Thompson and Lofton, between them, Lofton has been shut out. Thompson has had 1 catch for 11 yards. And they came in as 2 of the most feared young receivers in football.
Packer coaches are really high on those 2 youngsters. But it hasn't been a day. 42-7, the Cowboys lead with just over 10 minutes left to play. Sproul went down under a tremendous rush. Charlie Waters had a chance perhaps to pick it off, and Sproul is down. And looks like he might stay for a while.
Big argument about how late can you hit the quarterback when he's throwing it. Usually the linemen try to veer off and collect themselves not to hit the quarterback. I did not see this one.
It's like a problem with his left leg.
Take a look at it now. Remember, even when they veer off and try not to hit you in the upper part of the body, one of these big guys comes across your leg and you're looking at the target.
between Randy White and Larry Cole. Fed him backwards. That is quarterback Dennis Sproul, the rookie from Arizona State, that's being carried off the field. He got caught in a Cowboy pass rush between Randy White and Larry Cole.
It looks like it's the left leg, and the young man from Hacienda Heights, California is where his folks are. He's being taken care of.
And being carried right now to the Packer locker room in obvious pain. David Beverly, the Green Bay kicker, angling for the sideline, and Packers get the ball downed by Walter Tullis inside the Dallas 5-yard line. Remind you again that 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety after this game, immediately following. It will be seen at its regular time, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Pacific time. But you'll see the whole show wherever you are. Dallas huddling in their own end zone. They lead already 42-7. Line of scrimmage is their own 5. Alois Blackwell and Scott Laidlaw are now the Dallas running backs, and that's Laidlaw. Haven't seen much of him this year, except on special teams. Mike Douglas made the tackle.
Laidlaw helped save the St. Louis game that was tough for a while, remember, by knocking the ball out of the end zone for a safety instead when the block punt took place. Stanford fella.
Instead of a touchdown, it was a safety. Very alert play by that young man. A 6-yard pickup on that play. The information we have on Sproul is that they are x-raying his lower left leg. 2nd and 4. Alois Blackwell, the deep back, will get this carry. The man from Houston swings to the outside and has a Dallas first down. A little speed there, too.
Never got off course. He just went straight to whatever that carried him to, which was the secondary, and runs hard. Direct toss. Laidlaw out in front, gets a good block on Luke. Pretty good run.
Tom Randall, number 60 for Dallas, also getting a little playing time now. The rookie guard from Iowa State, 6'5" and 245. Cowboys lead 42-7. Laidlaw bangs up for about 9, a fumble, and the Cowboys have it back. Tony Dorsett wound up with 149 yards and 23 carries. Robert Newhouse, 101 yards and 18 carries. And now the backup boys are doing the work. Dallas plays Washington on Thanksgiving Day. That might settle who is the NFC Eastern Division champion. There's Robert Newhouse. Happy days.
101 yards rushing.
And Sunday after Thanksgiving, the Packers play Minnesota at Green Bay. Alois Blackwell drops it. Looks like Green Bay might have it. They do. The pitch was good. Blackwell just took his eyes off it. Steve Luke made the recovery.
Well, Blackwell only had 2 rushes coming in and Laidlaw 8, so they really haven't seen a lot of action. And fumble recovery has been a pretty strong Green Bay activity. That's number 17 for the year.
And here is Big Bobby Douglas. We'll get the play action.
He doesn't even have to wear shoulder pads. In fact, it doesn't look like he has any pads on.
235-pound, 6'5" quarterback, Bobby Douglas.
Talk about a strong person physically.
10-year veteran from Kansas. Of course, played with the Bears previously. Starts Thompson in motion. Hands back to Colbert. Ball is at the Dallas 18, but the Cowboys have this one locked up. They lead 42-7 with 7:45 left to play.
Remember the early days when he was with Chicago, they put the big rush on, and people like Carl Eller and all had a heck of a time handling this big
They
quarterback.
couldn't get him down. They might get him out of bounds, but he just ran over everybody. Still lives in Chicago. Harris on a blitz.